Good morning students. I hope you all understood the previous video of Geography Part 2. Students, before entering into the lesson, again I remind you that please note down all the points which is presented in this video. Then only you can revise and understand the continuity of the lesson. Students, before entering into the lesson, we just recall our previous portion. In last class, we learnt about the major physiographic divisions of India. In that, we learnt about the Himalayas and the Great Northern Plain. The Himalayas, it is also called Northern Mountains, which consist of the youngest and the loftiest mountain chains in the world. The Himalayas is divided into three major divisions. The western part is called the Trans-Himalayas, and middle part is called Himalayas, and the eastern part is called Purvanchal Hills. Next, importance of Himalayas. It blocks southwest monsoon wind. It also acts as a natural barrier to the subcontinent. It is the source for many perennial rivers. It is considered as a paradise of tourists due to its natural beauty. It provides raw material for many forest-based industries. It prevents the cold winds blowing from the Central Asia and protects India from severe cold. Himalayas are renowned for the rich biodiversity. Next is about the Great Northern Plain. The fertile land extending across 7 North Indian states forms the Great Northern Plains. This plain is deposited by the rivers Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. The length of the Great Northern Plain is 2,400 km. The width is 240 to 320 km. Its width increases from east to west. It covers an area of over 7 lakh square kilometer. In this section, we are going to learn the next physiographic division, that is the Peninsular Plateau and also the Indian Desert. Okay, let's start our lesson. The Peninsular Plateau. It lies to the south of the Great Northern Plain. This is the largest physiographic division of our country. It covers an area of about 16 lakh square kilometer. That is, it covers half of the total area of the country. The highest peak of this plateau is Anaimudi, which is located in Anaimalai with the height of 2695 meters. From this model, you can clearly understand about the Peninsular Plateau. It is also called tableland, which is formed when the Gondwana land is broken into pieces. Students, you already studied about Panjya and Pandalasa in your lower classes. Panjya means the land part, which is also called supercontinent. Pandalasa means the water part, which is also called superocean. So here the Panjya is divided into two parts. The upper part, that is the northern part, is called Angara land, and the southern part, the lower part, is called Gondwana land. The plateau is located in Gondwana land. The Peninsular Plateau consists of both broad and shallow valley and also rounded valley. River Narmada divides the plateau into two major parts. The northern part is called Central Highland. The southern part is called Deccan Plateau. See the map. The Peninsular Plateau is divided into two. First, the northern part is the Central Highland and the southern part is Deccan Plateau. The Central Highland, it is also called Malwa Plateau. The Narmada River divides the plateau into two halves. That is, the northern part is Central Island and the southern part is Deccan Plateau. This central island is also called Malwa Plateau. In south side, Vindhya Range is act as a boundary for the central island. In western side, Aravalli Range is act as a boundary for central island. The other important feature of Vindhya mountain is it separates our country into northern part, which is also called the Indo-Gangetic Plain, and southern part. The river Chambal, Sindh, Betwa and Ken drain the Malwa Plateau before they join the river Yamuna. The central island is wider in west than the east. The east of the Malwa Plateau is known as Bandalkhan. The famous Gajrao temple is located in this region. The further extension is called Bahilkhan. The northeastern part of this central island is called Chota Nagpur Plateau. The Damodar River is an important river which drains the region. Next, we will see about the Deccan Plateau. It is the largest part of the plateau region of India. It is roughly triangular in shape. The first arm, that is from south to east, is marked by the line joining Kanyakumari with Rajmahal Hills, and line passes through Eastern Ghats. Ghats means mountains. The second arm, that is from east to west, is marked by the Saptura Range, Mahadevo Hills, Maikal Range and the Rajmahal Hills. The third arm, that is west to south, is marked by Western Ghats. Ghats means mountain. See the model. The Deccan Plateau is roughly triangular in shape, which is located in south of the Narmada River. Here the northern part is broader and southern part is narrower. The western part of the Deccan Plateau is called Western Ghats. Ghats means mountain, and the eastern part is called Eastern Ghats. Let me see the comparison of Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. The Western Ghats runs parallel to the western coast, that is parallel to Arabian Sea. Next is the Eastern Ghats is not continuous like Western Ghats. It runs parallel to the Bay of Bengal. The river Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri have dissected this region at many places. Because of this reason, it is a discontinuous range. Now compare the height of these two Ghats. The Western Ghats is 900 to 1600 meter in height. The Eastern Ghats is 600 meter in height. Thus, the Western Ghats are taller than the Eastern Ghats. The height of the Western Ghats is increased from north to south. The highest peak in Western Ghats is Anemudi Peak with the height of 2695 meter. Let's revise the points of the peninsular plateau. The river Narmada divides the peninsular plateau into two parts. The northern part is called Central Island. The southern part is called Deccan Plateau. In Central Island, the western part is called Malwa Plateau. The northeastern part is called Chota Nagpur Plateau. Next is about Deccan Plateau. It is the largest part of the plateau. It is roughly triangular in shape. It covers an area about 7 lakh square kilometer. The next major physiographic division of our country is the Indian Desert. The Indian Desert. It is also called Thar Desert. It is a large arid region, which means a land having little or no rain in the northwestern part of India. Arid means a land having little or no rain. That is called arid region. It covers an area of about 2 lakh square kilometer. It forms a boundary between India and Pakistan. It is the 7th largest desert in the world. The desert lies in the western part of the Aravalli range. It covers 2/3 of Rajasthan state. Then the Thar desert is divided into two parts, that is the actual desert region and semi-desert region. The actual desert region is called Marustali. The semi-desert region is called Bangar. Many different types of sand dunes and salt lakes are seen here. See the map. This is the place where the Indian desert is located. That is 2/3 part of Rajasthan. The desert lies in the west part of Aravalli range. This desert is divided into two parts, that is actual desert, which is called Marustali, and semi-actual desert, which is called Bangar. In this map, we can see the Himalayas are located in the northern part of our country. In the western part of Aravalli range, the Thar desert is located. This region of peninsular plateau. This is the actual region of peninsular plateau. The Vindhya range separate the plateau into two halves. The northern part is Central Island. The southern part is Deccan Plateau. See, the Deccan Plateau is roughly triangular in shape. That is, one arm is marked by Saptura range. The next arm is marked by Eastern Ghats. And the third arm is marked by Western Ghats. The Western Ghats are continuous range. See, there is no gap in between the ranges. The Eastern Ghats are discontinuous. See, there is some gap in between the ranges. Because of this reason, Eastern Ghats are discontinuous range. Okay, today's section is over. I hope you all understand the portion. If you have any doubt means, please note it in a notebook. I will clarify that when the school reopens. Here I gave some links which is related to this topic. I added this link in description also. Please go through it to get even more information about this topic. Here few questions are given and try to answer this question, and don't forget to note down these questions in your notebook. That is, the peninsular plateau covers an area of about dash. The peak of dash is the highest point of this plateau. What is the difference between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats? Write a short note on Deccan Plateau. Name the two divisions of Thar Desert. Thank you, children.